Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Yani here. I'm so happy you guys clicked on this video today because today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to cover the hot mess that I had under all this makeup. I'm talking acne scars, I'm talking, hyperpigmentation, all that good stuff. So if this is something that you think will help you and you want to learn, just keep on watching. So step number one when you're trying to cover your acne scars, as you can see, maybe if I zoom you guys in a little bit, you can see a little bit better. So I have a few basically around my whole face because, as I mentioned earlier on my IGTV, I did get a really bad breakout situation. And so now I'm left to deal with the scarring. I've gotten all the swelling and all the raised bumps under control. So now what I need to focus on is basically hiding the scars and making it seem like there's nothing there. I also have some dark pigmentation here. Oh, my nails look neon. Okay. I also have some dark pigmentation here. So we're gonna go ahead and cover all that up. I'm gonna teach you guys how to do it. And my face has already been washed, moisturized, serumed, all of that. That's always number one. So we're gonna go into priming. My sister-in-law actually got me this. It's the Touch and Soul No Pore Problem Prime Essence. And I like it because it is very hydrating. Usually my acne scars tend to be very dry. So this helps me hydrate them so that foundation doesn't cling to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that everywhere. You see how it makes my face kind of like dewy? And then I love this primer. This is the Laura Mercier foundation primer. And I just also like the consistency, and I also like how hydrated it makes my face feel. So I usually put that in the perimeters, not really towards the middle. Put that on the outside and I'll bring it down to my neck because it can't hurt. But you guys can see like the sheen that it leaves on my skin. Ooh, I really love that. So I tap that in. And then I go with my Soft Cover Pore Bomb Primer. I've had this for about a year and I am finally almost done. It's time for a new one soon. But I'm pretty surprised at how long it lasted because it really did, and I don't use too much. Like I just use this much on the back of my nail. And then I'll warm it up with my fingertips. And this one I don't swipe. This one I press into my problem areas, which is typically the sides of my nose, bridge of my nose, and right here on the cheeks. So I go ahead and I push that in. And then whatever is left, I press into my forehead. Alrighty. So step number one is color correcting. I don't always color correct, okay? Especially now that most of my redness and all that has gone down. But for the sake of the video, I wanted to show you guys how it's done in case your case is a little bit more severe and you do need to know how to cancel out that dark pigmentation. This is the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the orange color. I'm just gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand. And then I just have this small brush, and it's like a flat little foundation buffing brush. And I'm just gonna go over all the areas that are just a little bit darker than I would like. So like over here, I got some really dark pigmented ones right up here. Over here on the sides. And what this is going to do is it's going to cancel out the darkness from the breakout so that when you put foundation on top, it's not as visible. At least I'm not dealing with the painful cystic acne anymore. It was driving me crazy. It hurt so much. And I'm just really glad that that part of my breakouts is over. So I'm gonna remove the excess from the brush, and then I'm just going to flatten and spread everything out evenly. So you want the corrector to lighten, but you don't want it to disappear. If it disappears, then it's not going to do what it's supposed to do. It's not gonna cancel anything out. You just put it on your face for no reason. All right, so you see how it's just much lighter, much more dispersed. Now we're gonna move on to the next step. So now that we've gone through that step, the next step is going to be foundation. So I tried this mix the other day and it's a little weird, but I really like it, you guys, okay? So I'm going to do it with you. I typically use Hourglass and Dior Forever Skin, but I went to the store the other day and I bought this Makeup Forever powder concealer, and obsessed is an understatement, okay? I really, really like it. But what I did was I put the powder on first and then I put the liquid foundation on top. I know, super weird, but I really loved it. So I go through my first layer with the little powder puff that this comes with. And I'm going to put this all over my face, just pressing it in. We've got that layer down pat. Now, I like to use full coverage because obviously I have my acne issues. So in order to achieve that, hold on, I'm just blending this out. In order to achieve that, I've been using my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I really like it. I really like the way these two perform together, and I use the shade Natural Beige. So I'm actually going to apply this with a brush. This is the Morphe Y6. I've been loving this lately for my foundations, and I'm going to put the pump right here onto the brush, maybe like 1.5 pumps. I shake it a little bit so that it spreads out. I know, it's super weird. And then I just kind of disperse it all over the face. I just stamp it everywhere, and then I start to blend. This is where the magic happens. This is where everything just really starts to transform and disappear. Can you guys see the difference? We've gone ahead, we've blended everything out. So now the majority of all my acne scars have disappeared. But there are a few, like right here by my brow. I have like 1, 2, 3. I have some right here, and then I have like a little dip right in here, over here, these right here, and a little bit of the markings over here. So it's mainly on this side. I think on this side I'm pretty okay. So I'm gonna show you guys how to further hide that. Because if it was just like an everyday thing, like this is more than enough. This is a lot of product on your face. But if you're going for like that full glam, like no one can know I have any sort of imperfection at all, this is what you're gonna do. So you're gonna grab the concealer that you have that is closest to your skin color, not to highlight, not to contour, closest to your skin color. For me, it's the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Medium. So this one, what you're gonna do is you're going to lightly tap it on top of your problem areas. You're gonna let it sit. So it would be here, here, here. A little bit of discoloration right here, right here, right here. So I'm gonna let that sit for a little while, and then I can actually go ahead and do my under eye concealer. So I've really been loving mixing the Shape Tape and the Age Rewind lately. I just really like the way that it looks. So this is light medium beige, and this is ivory. I'm gonna show you guys how to use this though. I don't put this all over the eye. This, I put my concealer from the outside of the eye because I don't want it to concentrate towards the under eye and then it gets all crazy because it's just way too much product. And I start from the outside. I I blend my way upwards. So then with the same brush, lightly tapping over the areas. And I'm like, I'm not swiping, I'm literally just tapping, tapping, tapping. Another reason why I love this brush is because it just blends so well. So see, now everything is gone. I'll be creasing on this forehead, girl. I'm gonna need Botox soon, getting closer to 30. So I'm just gonna go ahead, blend out everything that's left on my face. You see how it canceled out the darkness that was here? Right here. Done. So I pushed that all into the skin. And then I'm gonna grab my age rewind and I just press it right in the center. Someone twisted the shit out of this. So then I get my beauty blender and I lightly start to blend this out. I like it because it creates a brightening effect. It is way lighter than my color, but I need it because I get some darkness in here that just makes me look asleep. So I have to cancel that out. Blend your whole face again, this time with the sponge. So we're gonna blend out whatever creases may have formed because I am human and almost 30. So this is an occurrence. And then I pinch my powder puff, dip it into some powder, and I set it from the outside coming in. Looking a little crazy. Whatever is left on the sponge, I will just tap it on my face, concentrating on the smile lines because that tends to break up for me. I'm just pressing the rest around the face, especially in areas where I tend to crease, like right here, right above my brow, because I do a lot of like, you know, attitude. So I have to press that down so it can calm down. And I'll put a little bit on my nose, and that's about all the powder that I use. I don't put anything else for now. Grab a big fluffy brush. This is my Real Techniques big fluffy brush, and I will press it in. I try not to swipe, and I'll bring it onto the eyelid. And I will just do this to the whole face. And so now, all of my acne is gone. You can't see it, you don't know it's there. It might be peeking through very, very little, but I'm also human, you guys. You can't really see it on camera, but I do have these right here that are pretty dark. So they do kind of peek through no matter what I do. I've done correcting, concealing, foundation, then concealer again. Like I've done it all. That one, you know, I do plan on getting a peel soon. I asked you guys on IG if you wanted me to do a vlog style of it, and I asked my esthetician, she's totally okay with it. So you guys should be looking out for that as soon as she's available and I'm available. I definitely want to go ahead and do that. So I always take out the powder from my brows because it makes them look ghostly. So I'm just taking a little makeup wipe. Lately I've been contouring with the Hoola powder, Hoola bronzer, and then I use this ColourPop. I forgot the name of this, and it's like really hard to get out of here. I've been using this as a bronzer, more like to warm up the face. So to contour, I'm using this MAC 109. This is really old, but I really love this brush. I dip into the powder, and I've been bringing my contour higher up lately, just because I like the effect that it has. Like it lifts my face rather than bring it down. Typically I used to do my contour down here, but by the time that I blended it out, it was so muddy. It just looked really messy. It just was not a good look. So I've been doing it higher up here lately, right into the temple. Now that we've been contoured, we can go into bronzing and warming up the face because I'm still looking a little pale. This is a ColourPop pressed powder. I don't remember the name. I just know it's one that Kathleen Lights is always talking about, and I bought it one time where she made one of those ColourPop videos and I ended up really liking it. So this is my handy dandy Sonia Kashuk brush, and I'm going to lightly dust that right over where I did my contour. You can see the warmth coming in. Ooh, love that for us. We're going to clean up down here a little bit just so that it's a little bit more precise. So I'm gonna grab again my powder and my little spongy thingy, and I'm going to bake that out. And I don't leave it on for a long time, so you'll see what I do. All right, so I've been loving these. I've always loved these Tarte Amazonian clay brushes and blushes. I've always loved them, like literally my whole life. This is one of the first makeup products that I ever bought, one of the first blushes ever. I'm also really liking the Buxom Wanderlust Primer Infused Blushes. This is in the shade Mykonos. It's a lot more corally and bright in person than it looks on camera. And then this is the Burt's Bees Bare Peach. So it looks really dull on camera, but it's also much brighter. So I like to layer these on. I kind of just pat them right over where I had my bronzer and my contour, but I don't bring it all the way out to the hairline. Sometimes I do, but just not today. Just brushing it on top. And this is the Burt's Bees Bare Peach one that I'm currently using. And then since I want just a little bit more, I just stamped once into the Buxom, and I'm like barely even applying any pressure. And I'm just dusting this over the other blush. Because this one is definitely more pigmented, but I just like the way that they blend together, and I like the way that they settle on my skin. I grab our handy dandy big fluffy brush, and we're just going to brush this upwards. You guys see how I kind of just cleaned up that whole line? All right, I forgot to contour my nose. All good, quick and easy contour. Using my Hoola bronzer, I start here right under the brow and just follow the nose down. Now it's a little bit too defined, so I always go back with the brush that I was using for my powder, and I'll just buff it out a little. So lately I've been using the Kat Von D powder. I'll grab this one right here, and I grab it very lightly. I dust most of it off, and I've just been dusting that on the under eyes lately. I feel like it's been adding a really beautiful brightening effect, which I was never really into before. But I don't know, like, can you guys see the difference from like this side to this one? I've just really been loving it. Especially since I have such deep set eyes and I usually have really dark circles. This has just been the shit. Now we need to set the face, and I love using my Morphe setting spray. It's $15, it's phenomenal, it's affordable. I mean, it does everything you want it to. There's no need to look elsewhere. So I like to give myself a healthy dose, and this is going to bring together all the powders and all the foundations and all the liquids and everything that I put on my face. So I give myself a nice generous spray, and then I lightly pounce my beauty blender all over the face one more time. Can you guys see how it just transformed everything? And while the face is a little bit down, that's when I like to take advantage and go ahead and highlight. Let's use something I haven't used in a while. I feel like I've been using the Amrezy highlight for so long. Why don't we use an OG? This is the Mary Luminizer. Do you guys remember this? Like, if you know, you know type deal. And a big fluffy brush. This was like my ride or die highlight. So I always tilt my face to the light and lightly brush it on. Now, I don't really have too much texture going on. My face is flat for the most part. So I am able to put highlight on these areas. But about a month ago, I had a lot of texture. And because of that, I was avoiding highlight because whatever you put highlight on is going to come forward. So if you have raised bumps here, you place highlight on it, they're going to look even more defined. So if you have a lot of texture on these areas of your face, you want to keep your highlight to a minimum. Basically my texture was more like on this part, so I only would put highlight like literally right here. But now that this has cleared up, I'm able to go a little bit further. So I'm gonna go for round 2 of highlight because I wasn't doing what I wanted it to. Look, I'll give you guys an example. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I have a bump right here that I just noticed. I put highlight on top of it, so now it's more noticeable. All right, I wiped off my crackhead lips and I gave my camera some time to cool down because it's a struggle out here. Now that we've done our highlight, I'm gonna go ahead and spray myself again with setting spray. Oh, okay. This one died. Good thing I buy 2 at a time. Not as big of a spray as the last time, but a spray nonetheless. And this time I don't do anything to it. I just let it dry. So yeah, this is my full face routine when it comes to foundation and hiding my acne. I am gonna go ahead and finish off my eyes, my brows, a little bit on the lips, and then I'll be back to close out this video. I don't think you're able to do that. Okay, yeah. Alright guys, so we're back. I did the rest of my face. I put on some Ardell Wispies. I just have some lip liner and some lip gloss on. I didn't really put on lipstick or anything like that. Some mascara, some lashes. And I actually used a new eyeshadow today that I want to share with you guys. This is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Liquid Shadow. I don't know what, yeah, I think this color is Exhibitionist. It's really pretty. I'm going to swatch it for you guys so you guys can see. It is a great dupe for the Stila liquid shadows. So I think they're like $13. I got that in my local Walgreens. So I just wanted to give it a shout out because I really like the way that it looks on my eyes. It's very, I don't know, it's like sultry, but it's shiny. It's got some glitter. Yeah, so this is the full look. I have no pimples. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, comment down below. Ask me any questions. Follow me on Instagram. I'm Madeupyogi, and I would be more than happy to help you guys out with any questions that you guys may have. I appreciate you all, and until